Perspective. The mind's wisdom. Perception is the lens through which we see life. Then perspective is the wisdom that guides us in interpreting what we see. And like perception, which is influenced by emotions and past experiences, perspective is rooted in knowledge and understanding. It's the broader view that allows us to step back and see the bigger picture. Perspective comes from experience, reflection, and learning. It allows us to see beyond the immediate and often emotional reactions to a situation and instead view things with a more balanced and informed understanding. When we cultivate perspective, we begin to see challenges not as roadblocks, but as part of a larger journey. We understand that setbacks are temporary and that growth often comes through adversity. In my own life, developing perspective has been one of the most empowering shifts. When I'm able to step back and see the bigger picture, I find myself less overwhelmed by challenges and more grounded in my purpose. The difference between perception and perspective. It's important to distinguish between perception and perspective because they often get confused. While perception is immediate and emotional, perspective is reflective and logical. Perception is often based on how things feel in the moment. It's shaped by our emotions, our past, and our immediate reactions. When I perceive something, it's my personal view of what's happening right now, and it's often colored by fear, excitement, or frustration. Perspective is based on a broader understanding. It takes into account not just the current moment, but the bigger picture. It's the wisdom that comes from experience and the ability to see beyond our immediate emotional responses. For example, if I perceive that someone is being rude to me, my immediate reaction might be to feel hurt or angry. But if I take a step back and gain perspective, I might realize that this person is going through a difficult time and that their behavior has nothing to do with me. Perspective helps us to respond thoughtfully rather than react emotionally. Cultivating a broader perspective. Cultivating perspective takes time and intentionality, but it's one of the most valuable tools for navigating life's challenges. There are a few key practices that have helped me develop a broader perspective. 1. Pause before reacting. When something triggers an emotional response, I've learned to pause before reacting. This gives me the space to shift from perception to perspective. Instead of immediately reacting to the situation, I take a moment to ask myself, what else could be going on here? What is the bigger picture? 2. Seek out different viewpoints. One of the most effective ways to broaden perspective is to seek out different viewpoints. When I'm stuck in my own perception, I've found it helpful to talk to someone with a different experience or worldview. This often helps me see things in a new light and challenges my limited thinking.